Welcome to the Cafe Nightly Show. I'm your host, the Goldsmith. It is the 18th of June, 2024. It is a Tuesday, and I'm going to be quick because there's only so much to report. We did a fun little review of what needs to be done and what can be done and the tasks that are in play for the rest of Genesis season. If you're looking for that information, Upland reminded people today to do it. I'm glad we put it out last night so you can go back and look at that episode if you have additional questions. But very minor news today. Obviously, it is a Tuesday in a season. So we did have the cosmetic drops that happened today. We're going to take a quick look at that. We're going to otherwise know that we have what we went over last night, which was there's some ongoing contests for this month, which is the ornament contest. That snapshots on Thursday. So that's all we need to say on that. Go back to yesterday's episode if you want to take more detailed look at that, as well as the fact that as Upland put out today, do remember that we do have the tasks that are open right now. You do want to be on top of that to stay at your maximum dividend when we do get into the next season, sizzle season. Again, we went over all of that yesterday as well. So those details are there in the previous episode from yesterday. But for today, of course, we do want to get into those cosmetic drops. We can take a closer look at those. And to get there, let's go through and do the easy bit here. All views and opinions expressed by myself, they're mine and mine alone. Shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They don't represent the game or the team of Upland. Any guests or contributors who we do have on, they have their own opinions. They're welcome to them. They shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They don't represent myself, the Goldsmith, the Cafe Nightly Show, or the game or the team of Upland. Easy enough. Let's go take a look at those cosmetic drops. And then I do want to go over a couple small things. And that's just a couple future shows that we're working on, which are tied into some interviews, which I've been pretty excited about. Coming the backside of Genesis week, there's a couple projects that have some pretty major updates. Layer 2 specifically, pushing out new content or putting out a new project or significantly updating the way the game works. So we're going to be able to kind of get into that a little bit. And then, of course, one last reminder we're going to do at the end. Actually, let's do it at the beginning. One last reminder that we need to do at the beginning here before we even get into taking a closer look at those cosmetic drops. Let's look at a quick reminder. If you're on this list, you have a couple hours left to act. And this list is the Bermuda Reservation Pass. Again, this is the pass that we do buy or before the minting. It reserves you a property in Bermuda, just like we have for other cities. $4.99. You buy that pass. The pass is technically a tradable, collectible NFT. You can keep it and work with it later on. You can take a look here at the past properties list right here. Woo la la. It is searchable. Control F searchable. If I wanted to go and see what my properties are, you could say Control F. I could say the Goldsmith. That is right there. Here it is. Tap on, wow, it doesn't say the Goldsmith. There we go. Let's go down to the Goldsmith. There we go. 31 Battery Road Street. Battery Road, St. George's Parish in Bermuda. So if I want to go take a look at that road in Bermuda here, let me get open Upland. I'm going to take a quick look. And I will tell you right now, I haven't minted it. There's a reason why, and that is it's a non-collection property. It's a property. I could have gone and minted a property next door to it if I wanted to. I didn't so choose. There are properties that are still in the area that are unminted. If I wanted to go mint one of those, I could. This particular property has been reserved for me by Upland. And as of tomorrow 9 a.m. PT, my reservation will expire on it. So I will no longer be able to say I'm the only one who can mint that property. Do I think that it's going to immediately mint? Maybe, maybe not. But there are definitely properties that are on the list that are in collection areas that if they don't get minted, it is going to be something that people are going to be interested in. So when they do get turned back on in the system, when they do become mintable again, that is an opportunity for people to go and scoop those up if they choose to do so. So I'm going to go take a look at my property and then again come back and look at a couple ideas here. Again, if you have a collection area that, for example, Southampton, and you want to get in, there's properties in Southampton on the list that aren't minted that were reserved for somebody. And if you choose to go and see if they pop back up, if they're a smaller property, keep in mind the one thing that is interesting about these properties is they are reserved at the pre-reveal price. That means they are at the lower mint price. That mint price has not been multiplied by the coefficient, but for hitting collection. So people do find them attractive in many ways if they have a lower UPX balance and they want to potentially get those minted to complete a collection that they're currently working on and still looking for. So here this is 103,244 UPX. Could be mine, could be nobody else's right now, but tomorrow it could be yours because I'm not going to mint it. 138 UP2, you can take a look here and you can see there's no special collections here. It is not far. If I zoom out, it's not far from the coast. That's kind of cool. I do have another property that's as close to the water. No major reason to think that there's a huge extra bonus value for being this close to the water. Here's my neighbor's property, available for 100,000 UPX. You can see that the mint on that was 900 and change, aka not 900. I apologize, 90 and change. They're selling it for 115. I think 115% mint right now. They have it listed. Not too big of a difference there. If I am looking at other options, up buying on the secondary in the area, this one's right on the water over there, $99 USD. That's quite a bit more in pricing, but if you want this property, it's available for you tomorrow. Today, it's not. It'll come off hold. Again, going back and looking at that list, if you did buy one of these passes and you haven't yet taken a chance to see what properties you have reserved for you, use the Control F feature just like I did. Find your name and go take a look. You see some people have a lot of properties reserved for them. That's because they bought a bunch of passes, either on the primary or secondary, one way or the other, and they had a bunch of properties reserved for them. It gives you more lottery tickets, right? It gives you more of those scratch tickets, and you see what properties get reserved for you. And if you get lucky and you get some collection properties at pre-mint values, you might be clapping your hands and pretty excited. Those sometimes, again, at those pre-mint values are good flips because they're low-value properties, or can be. They could be an easy way for people to complete a three-piece collection if they have two of the three. And it could be a great opportunity for you to complete a collection if you have two of the three. I know some people had Hamiltons, and they were looking for that third Hamilton. And if I come and take a look, 35? Is that correct? How many Hamiltons are there? 35 Hamiltons in here? Look at that. There's 35 Hamiltons. And that means those 35 people got lucky. That is the pre-collection reveal price available. They could mint those properties. If those don't get minted, that's going to be a good opportunity for you to get in there and try to mint those after 9 a.m. PT tomorrow. I do keep that in mind. Again, Wednesday, the 19th of June, that is tomorrow, 9 a.m. PT. That's the deadline. Unminted properties will be available for public minting. So if you are interested in seeing if you can scoop up a couple of Hamiltons as they pop back on the market at pre-reveal prices, good luck to you. You might have that opportunity. If you bought a pass and you haven't yet, check the list. Check the list now before 9 a.m. PT tomorrow so that you can take advantage of what you essentially bought, which was that opportunity, that exclusive opportunity to mint a property before anyone else, or while no one else had the opportunity to do so. Let's take a look at those Let's look at those reveals on our aesthetics here. Let's take a look. That that always burns my ears every single time. Pass drops, week number 3. There's the pass. You should have already seen it and burnt it. Here's the background, Genesis Sky. This is the background for your Block Explorer. Doesn't look crazy, not too horrible. We do have some overlays here like we've had before. Now the Sparklet, we have a separate overlay for the wings. Toss them on there in the corner. And, of course, back to the badge. It's kind of recycled assets a little bit. I think we've seen those assets in other places with the Sparklet coins. But, again, it is a celebration of what is the theme of Genesis this year. And the theme of Genesis was Sparklet gives you wings, and wings, hence there you go, airplanes, and obviously it was the overall motif. It was part of all of the iconography of Genesis week this year. So you have those wings that you can go and apply as you choose to do so. They are kind of fun how they line up with your Block Explorer. So there they are. And then again, that overlay of the Sparklet, the 3 little Sparklet coins. Here's my Sparklet gives you wings here. You see the little Sparklet coins. You see these wings that are there. Well, let's go take a look at those two overlays. Here's the sparklet overlay. We can look it up here. There's my sparklet overlay. And here's my wings overlay. We can see that right there. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, 1, 2, 3 there, right? 1, 2, 3. Wait. Whoa, oh, okay, let's see. Come back here. Looks similar. Looks similar. Looks similar right there. But again, it's a different application here. We can see these little over here. We can see that I've already had this, and then we can see that this is a new option here, of course. And then, of course, this background's actually not horrible. I kind of like it. Backgrounds right here. There's Genesis Sky. And we can see what that looks like right here. So pretty cool. And again, we get a little zoom in on that if we want to. There we go. So again, we do have these drops every week. Keep in mind a couple things. If you do purchase a pass and you do burn one, you are going to have the rest of the season, that is the following weeks here, until the 15th of July. You will continue to have drops on a weekly basis on Tuesdays, at least at the moment. That is going to be not retroactive, or I should say at the moment, I think it's going to be continuing on here. It's never retroactive. You can't get the drops that happen this week by burning next week. You would get the continuing the rest of the month. Keeping in mind, if you want to get everything, you're going to burn it before the first Tuesday of a season. So we are 3 weeks into the season now. We do have another 4 drops this season, I believe, a total of 7. So it is definitely something that you have more to get if you burn from now until the rest of the season. But for now, that's what we have right this week. A couple more things that, again, worth considering. Like I said, I do want to put out there. We did head off on the backside of Genesis Week. Head out on the backside of Genesis Week and had an opportunity to see a few different projects that are growing and having some updates coming out. One of them obviously was Block Raiders. I kind of it was kind of mentioned that there was an alpha that happened. I think they tried to do a little bit on getting in front of people on the alpha that had hit. We do have the opportunity. We'll have the opportunity next week or so. I guess getting over COVID, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to be careful about what I commit to and what day, but trying to get a schedule for next week, likely to talk Block Raiders and some specifics on what the development's been like over the last year. The fact that the alpha's out now, including that people can still get into it, and also take a look at a live run through of the game for those who haven't had a chance to get into the alpha, with the idea that it's still open and still opportunity to get in there. It's always nice to see these layer 2s start getting building out, and then obviously now is technically pre-integration before you have before you have a lot of people going in through dev shops. It is still a download right now, so it's not a direct browser base at this point. So before some of the direct integrations for some people who aren't playing on the PC, it's that early opportunity to see it if you're mobile only or mobile first at this point. So that is an exciting one we'll be talking about. The other one is we were really excited to see some updates on UGC. We're working on nailing down a date over the next week or two to get in and talk to Jason about the specifics of what's going on with the playground, how to access and be part of that. Again, that playground is open to everybody, so something that everyone can get and be a part of. If it's something you haven't had a chance to take a look at yet, it's going to be that opportunity to take a look. This is where we go. This is how we get in. These are the type of things we can do here. Here's some of the upgrades that we've had over the last couple of weeks and that have been being worked towards, and what the future of the sandbox looks like, and how you can kind of start using the sandbox to A, plan your game of Upland or play your game of Upland in a little different way, and B, if you are a designer and you're really thinking about how do I get a better feel for what I'm trying to design and how does it integrate with Upland, how does it work with Upland, and what's it going to look on the granular, macular Upland scale. So that's going to be kind of a fun opportunity to take a look at a few different things. And then otherwise, it is going to be a race until we get our next project. And we get a couple of things that are going to happen in Upland we know we have a city coming. We know we have Sparklet. We know we have theoretically theoretically, I should say, we're going to have the racing additions. We're going to have the racing consumables, and we're going to have a few other things with totems, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Airdrop as well. So we'll watch out for those things. But for today, since it is a light day in the news, I'll let people get on with life and see what's going to happen as far as tomorrow. So for tonight, thank you so much for being here. As always, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT. We try to get together. Sometimes we start a little later than that as far as the actual record show. Again, things kicked off in the Upland Cafe with conversation before, conversation afterwards. That's why I always say and throw it back. If you are in the Upland Cafe, please feel free to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.